Hello and welcome to Jiu-Jitsu Red to Blue. I'm Tish Durkin. I've got a little extra time here in my studio, so I just want to talk a little bit about something that is really sticking in my craw today, and it's one of the many entries in the J.D. Vance sexist stylings archive. And I know we've heard a lot about childless cat ladies, but then there was another clip which got a lot of attention, which I'm going to play now.
But that recognition that marriage was sacred, I think, was a really powerful thing that held a lot of families together. And when it disappeared, unfortunately, a lot of kids suffered. And this is one of the great tricks that I think the sexual revolution pulled on the American populace, which is this idea that, like, well, okay, these marriages were fundamentally, they were maybe even violent, but certainly they were unhappy. And so getting rid of them and making it easier for people to shift spouses like they change their underwear, that's going to make people happier in the long term. And maybe it worked out for the moms and dads, though I'm skeptical, but it really didn't work out for the kids of those marriages. And I think that's what all of us should be honest about, is we've run this experiment in real time, and what we have is a lot of very, very real family dysfunction that's making our kids unhappy.
Now, when this clip resurfaced, a great amount of attention was rightfully accorded to the part of the commentary that was about the nostalgia for that great time when marriage was so sacred that women in violent marriages would be hesitant to try and leave them. And I wouldn't touch a hair on the head of the vitriol aimed at that. But I think something that's escaped attention is also worth pointing out, and that is the sort of offhanded cruelty toward divorced people. Now, I'm not a divorced person, but like anyone who's been around for any length of time, I know plenty of divorced people, and I know some people who have been divorced more than once. What I don't know is anyone who treats marriage, divorce, and remarriage, especially where children are involved, as a matter of, doing something as casually and often as you would change your underwear. In fact, in my experience, the people I know who have gone through divorce often experience feelings of guilt, shame, failure, oftentimes entirely undeserved. So I just want to mark the fact that he seems to have someone who's running to represent all of the citizens in this country is so dismissive of the morality of such a huge segment of people who, of course, like most, are just sort of doing their best and sometimes getting it right and sometimes not getting it right. It seems so spectacularly out of touch and quite amazing for the person who's by far the youngest person in the race. Now, but then I do think, every cloud has a silver lining. And now that JD is the running mate of someone who had a world famous affair with his second wife before divorcing his first wife, and then an even more world famous affair with a porn star while married to his third wife, maybe he'll develop a little more compassion for the maritally challenged. Thanks for joining me. Tune in for more of Jiu-Jitsu Red to Blue. New episodes drop just as soon as I can make them.